Welcome to Daytime Ottawa. I'm Julie Finley. I'm filling in for Dylan Black, and we have got a fantastic show for you today. So I want to just get started because I have two lovely people in the kitchen. I don't know if you know this, the Wabano Centre for Aboriginal Health opens its doors to 40,000 Aboriginal people in Ottawa daily. It's had 100,000 people walk through the doors since its opening in 2013, and they're going to have their first ever wine and food event coming up. And who to talk about that is Chef Noah Pera and also Alain Chamsi. Thanks so much for joining our show.
Thank you very much.
I feel like we've had such a great conversation before the show even started, but this is fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah, well, we think it's a great opportunity to actually showcase the Aboriginal food and to try to bring it together alive with Canadian wines. Because we've got Canadian wines across the whole country. There's even a winery out in BC that is Aboriginal owned. The winery called Nkamip is Aboriginal owned, and we're hoping to get some of their wines so that we can actually showcase their wines along with the food that Noah is preparing.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so who came up with this idea? How did this come to fruition?
It all came about with actually, you know, the director Alison Fisher from Wabano Centre. And, you know, she must have thought a lot about this and says, you know, let's do something first time in Ottawa, you know, for this to be held in Ottawa as Aboriginal food and wine pairing.
Absolutely.
And then we came up with this all hors d'oeuvres, Aboriginal hors d'oeuvres. For example, we have our wild rice tartlets with our homemade gooseberry jam.
Oh,
we have a caribou dumpling with a spicy cilantro sauce over it. And we have hominy corn puree and our Arctic char mousse.
Now these are just a few of your beautiful things that you're going to have displayed.
Just a couple of these. And we're also going to be doing at the event is Arctic char carving. And people will be able to mingle around the table and talk with the chef and explain how the process is done, because it's cold smoke. And so I'm very excited.
Well, I'm very excited too, because first of all, just the idea that you're saying that's a lot of mingling. So let's talk about the event. It's going to happen on Friday, November 24th, and it's at the Wabano Centre. Let's first talk about how beautiful that centre is.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It was designed by Douglas Cardinal, who also designed this Museum of History. It's now known as the Museum of History, and it's a gorgeous space. It's open. It has amazing art displays. I don't know if you're familiar with the Alex Janvier exhibit that was at the National Gallery this past year. We have some works from Alex Janvier. So people that are actually so well known, and we have beautiful art there. So the point of the whole program is to let people get inside the building and see the building too. This is one part of it, but the building itself is gorgeous. And so we open the doors around 5 o'clock. The event won't start till at least 6 to give people a chance to walk around. There's also going to be an art display and auction, an art auction. So people can actually bid on a silent auction on Aboriginal art and various things that are created by the Indigenous.
Which is beautiful. And where will all the funds go?
All the funds go to all the programs that the center. It's a health center. It's specific for health for Indigenous, and there's three key components. The cultural piece, so there's a lot of cultural events that are put together. A second piece is health, obviously, so HIV awareness, diabetes, and various other programs like that. And there's also a sports and activities program. So there's yoga, there's boxing, there's a way of bringing kids on board and on both the cultural side and the athletic side, and bringing the whole community together. We've had more than 100,000 people come through this center since it started, and we touch about 30% of the Indigenous community within Ottawa.
Oh my
and also
gosh.
we try to target, like there's senior program every Monday, Wednesdays, that we target senior people that can come there twice a week to have a nice meal, you know.
Yeah.
And also we have after school programs, you know, like even Friday evenings, to bring kids out from the street to come and stay at the, you know, learn cooking, sports, and art.
And it's such a welcoming center, just how it's open and all the rooms and the programs that are involved.
And there's also the first, that's the only center in Ottawa that has a display of the residential school display area on the second floor.
Okay, I
so you
didn't know
can
that.
actually it's a mural, so you get to see everything, all the whole process of this residential school, and it's amazing.
It's an education in itself.
It's an education itself.
Okay, and so people on the night, they can buy their tickets. You'd prefer them to have them know who's coming first?
It would be great for people to get their tickets ahead of time. They can get it through our website, thewabano.com. It's all there, and they can, bring your friends. It's a great event. It's something that we really want. We're really very excited about.
Yeah.
We also have the pleasure of having Véronique Rivet, who is one of the top sommeliers in the world. She finished second in the sommelier competition in Japan in 2013. She's local. She has a restaurant across the river in Gatineau called Soif.
We're very lucky to
You
have her.
are very, I am
lucky.
definitely going, because not only the wine, you already educated me quite well in wine. If I can learn more, that's great. I'm also looking at the beautiful chocolates. You were saying these are also?
These are handmade at the Wabano Centre.
Wow.
We have money coming from RBC that we need our little young people coming like 16, 17 years old for future employment, and this is where they learn how to do this.
They are
it's
beautiful.
incredible. Yeah.
I can tell just by your excitement that this is just a fantastic program and it's going so well.
And for me to be involved in it, I'm very proud. I'm very proud.
So how many chefs do you have coming?
There's 3 chefs coming.
Okay.
That evening.
And then they will be able to continue to work, and then everybody else can walk around and chat with them.
Exactly, yeah.
That is lovely. It's just
you can taste, you can ask questions, and you know how we make things, and I'll even do those displays, you know, on hand, and anybody to see.
That is great.
And we definitely want this to be an interactive event, because a lot of people like to talk about wine as well and learn the subtleties of wine. Somebody like Véronique is really good at driving that information out of people, just getting people to express themselves as to what they taste, not so much what she tastes, but what everybody else tastes.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I've got some, I brought some examples of Canadian wines that cross from all the way from BC into Ontario, 3 different regions of Ontario. I'm representing Niagara on the Lake, I'm representing the Prince Edward County and the Erie area. So we have interesting wines as well. Bubblies, most people don't think of bubbly as being a compliment to food. It's something that's quite interesting.
Yeah, they should talk to me.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. You know what, this is fantastic. I'm glad, I'm looking forward to seeing both of you at the event, and everybody else can join in on the event Friday, November 24th. Get your tickets. Don't go away. We'll be right back with a lot more Daytime.